Yeah, Nicole, and Governor Kemp facing a lot of backlash since he signed that law on Friday. You know, it's on a number of different fronts. You got a number of civil rights groups, as you mentioned, that are filing lawsuits challenging whether or not the law is even constitutional. You also have calls for boycotts for Georgia-based companies if they stay silent on the law. And then you have a number of professional sports organizations like Major League Baseball that are considering pulling out of events that are already planned in Georgia. So a lot there. We actually got a chance to talk to Governor Kemp about this new law and the reception that it's getting. And he defended the law. He says it doesn't limit voter access. In fact, he argued it does the opposite. He says the new law expands weekend voting and it allows 3 weeks of early voting, which is true. We went back and we read the law. We pressed Governor Kemp, though, on one of the more controversial parts of the bill that's getting a lot of attention, which is a measure that it makes it illegal for anybody other than poll workers to give food or water to voters who are waiting in long lines. Controversial because typically it's precincts with high minority populations that skew Democrat where Georgia sees these long lines. So critics say the measure targets those communities. Here's how Governor Kemp responded to our questions on that.
The question I would have is, why is that? Why are those voters being treated like that? They shouldn't be standing in line for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours. You know, the county should be running a more efficient process to get the voters through there.
Now, the governor says that there is a measure in the law that adds more voting machines to try to address that specific problem of those long lines. But again, lots of pieces of this law are controversial. Among some measures, it creates a hotline to report voter fraud. It also allows the Republican-led state legislature to dismiss all elections officials in counties and appoint replacements of their choosing, and it limits ballot drop box locations. Now, all of those measures are done in the name of election security and preventing voter fraud. So today we talked to Francis Johnson. He's with the New Georgia Project, one of the groups that's suing over the new law. And here's what he said specifically about addressing voter fraud.
There's been no credible evidence of fraud, even after Georgia recounted its votes 3 times. So let's not mince words here. This is a law seeking a problem.
And you're going to hear a lot more from our one-on-one interview with Governor Kemp, and also a lot more about some of the legal challenges that law is now facing coming up in NewsNation Prime tonight. Nicole?